Hey ladies, Sharon's here. Thanks for joining me today. I want you to know I've been inundated with one message after another. Sharon, how did you lose 37 pounds in 2 months? Please tell us. And I can understand why you'd be curious. I'll be 69 years old in September. To try to lose 1 pound is a biggie. So let me tell you what I did. There's nothing special about it. First of all, let's backtrack just a minute. Let's say why I got on this crusade. It's not because I thought it was going to be the healthy thing to do, which it is, but that wasn't the reason. The reason was that I had to go to my orthopedic doctor because I was having horrible pain in my back. We all know I had to have a new neck and have a plate screws, right? I have trouble with stenosis. Arthritis has just kind of eaten me up, if you know what I mean. And so I basically had to have a new neck all the way through. I mean, everything from cadaver bone to metal to you name it. Well, the same thing seems to be happening to my lower back. I was experiencing excruciating pain. Not only do I have stenosis, I have a herniated disc as well. Well, of course, we can go in and do surgery, but when you are heavy set, that's a nice word for just a fat ass, isn't it? But anyway, when you carry any kind of weight, excess weight, and you go through a surgery like that, you're going to have issues with healing. The surgeon's going to have issues with the surgery, period. Plus, you're going to have problems with, wound issues afterwards. You know how your skin is going to start pulling from your back, and you have to go to a wound specialist every day, every other day. It's just a pain in the butt. And I said, no, let me tell you what we're going to do. I said, this little old fat piggy is just going to stop all the garbage, and I'm going to eat healthy, and I'm going to take it down way under, 1,000 calories, and I'm going to do it myself to take the pressure off my back. And he says, well, Sharon, that'd be great if you can do that. Why don't I check back with you in a couple of months or so and see how you're doing? I said, okay, well, I'll be in. So, I went home and I gave this a lot of thought. I said, okay, now, I ain't getting no younger girlfriends, okay? And I didn't think I was going to get any skinnier either. I said, gosh, I lived my whole life being a size 2, 4. And now all of a sudden, I'm spending my golden years bucko, like Big Bertha here. So I said, okay, let me think of the smartest thing to do. And I played with it for about a month. And when I say played with it, I decided, well, okay, I got to buy a pair of tennis shoes. It's like I have a pair, not. So I had to go buy these tennis shoes. All these tennis shoes, were running about $200 because everything had to be right for the heels, right for the arch. You think I was running for a marathon. Made a big deal out of it. Trust me, I did. But I got the shoes, got whatever I needed to go in them, the inserts and all this. That made it perfect. Act like I was a pro. Got the right kind of shorts because it's hot now, where, you can walk and do your thing. I thought, okay. Then I pulled out an exercise band that I had and some light weights that I had, stuck in a closet. They just so happened to reappear when I moved. You think that was a message or something? Yeah. So, this is what I did. I played with it. I said, okay, let me go to the grocery store and figure out what I'm going to eat. And I don't usually go to the grocery store because, that's a bummer. I usually just, have stuff delivered, or I have staff that does that kind of thing. So I went to the grocery store. And did I feel lost? Of course I felt lost. Hello. How dumb can you be? I didn't even know where stuff was. All right, but I found out quickly. Very quickly. So I walked in and I went straight over to the produce because I am a veggie freak. I love vegetables. I've never had a lot of fruit, so I wasn't sure about that. But I said to myself, okay, self, maybe I can, find some sort of container that's got little, pockets in it. And as a matter of fact, I want to show you one. I'll be right back. So, here's the little container. As you can see, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 little compartments. No, they're not big compartments, but guess what you can put in them? Gee, guess what you can put in them? Seriously, I put a few almonds in one of them. I put snow peas, or snap peas I should say, in one side. I would put some grapes in one side, and then I would take either chicken, turkey, or salmon and cut it into thin slices and put them in this side. Well, it has a top to it. Hello, went into the refrigerator. But I did a week's worth in advance. Well, I didn't. I had my secretary do it. But she knew what she was doing because I told her everything had to be different. You know, pineapple one day, maybe some cottage cheese, chicken, turkey, or fish, and then, you know, maybe broccoli. It's kind of like a crudité type setup. So that's basically what I was doing. I would have these for lunch. Now for breakfast, I thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to cook a whole big breakfast, you know, because if I did, I would have some eggs over easy, some turkey bacon, raisin toast, grits on the side, you know, really do it big. So I decided to think about the breakfast, and I said, all right, I'm going to do a variety. And this is where you ladies need to grab your pencil and your piece of paper, because I can't list all this down below because I'm giving you different varieties. So run, go get your pencil and piece of paper, because I'm going to write down exactly what I did, exactly what I ate, and what times of the day I did this. So let's start with breakfast. For breakfast, my first choice was fix some oatmeal and then put some blueberries in it. Just a cup. And that was one selection. That is all. And then I would drink water with it. I would drink tea with it, coffee, whatever is your choice. Diet Sierra Mist I drank one morning. I remember that. Crystal Light you can drink with it. But I had no other juices or anything like that. Alright, then my next choice for breakfast was 2 tablespoons of cottage cheese, and I mixed in blueberries or raspberries or whatever kind of berry I wanted to mix in with that. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but by the time you have the 2 pretty good sized tablespoons of cottage cheese and you mix it in with this, man, you are full as a tick with that fruit in it, okay? And the same kind of drinks, coffee, tea, water, Crystal Light, you know, whatever, or a Diet Sierra Mist or something. Now, my next selection of breakfast was a little bit different, because I would have some grapes one morning. I might add 5 to 6 little almonds with it. I might add turkey bacon in there, and I might have a hard-boiled egg. Not all together, but do you see what I'm saying? You can mix it. You could even mix it in this little container that I'm telling you about. You could put your hard-boiled egg here. You could put your turkey bacon in here, you know, break it up. 1 piece of turkey bacon now, okay? You could put some grapes here, you know, this kind of thing. So that's basically what I stuck to as far as breakfast. Now, I did have 1 day a week in the morning, I would have Raisin Bran Crisp. You know, crunchy, Raisin Bran Crunch, yeah. And I would have a small little bowl of that. So that kind of broke up, you know, the monotony and gave it a little variety. But I didn't do like any other kind of sugary cereal, okay? All right, then for dinner. Dinner, well, let me backtrack again. Breakfast I had in the mornings between usually 7 and 8. Because I got to drink 1 cup of coffee before I even do anything. You see what I mean? Then after that, between 7 and 8 is usually when I eat the breakfast. And usually noon, between noon and 1, I would eat the lunch. And now for dinner, this is another variety. For dinner, I would have, and I couldn't even eat a whole chicken breast. I had to eat half of a chicken breast, or some salmon, or tuna, because I alternated sometimes tuna for lunch as well, or had it for dinner. So I would swap out and have the tuna then. And mixed with a little light type mayonnaise. And then I would always have some sort of vegetable, whether it be spinach or broccoli or, you know, whatever kind of veggie you wanted. Then I would have that for dinner. But I always had chicken or turkey, tuna, that kind of thing for dinner. No red meat, none, zippo. Okay? And then, you know, green vegetable and maybe a few grapes or a little piece of fruit. Nothing max. Now, every single thing I ate, added up together, was close to 750 to 800 calories a day only. Some days it didn't even get to that. Now, I cut way down. They say the average person is maybe, 1,200 calories a day should be the minimum goal. If you're going to lose weight, knock it out as a ballpark. But I have never been hungry. Not one day did I get hungry. Not one day. Now, I'll tell you another thing to add to your list. Let's say you want to go out with the girls, maybe lunch or maybe dinner. And you're going to go eat Mexican food. And you say to yourself, uh-oh, do I bring my little thing with me? Or do I sit there and look like a freak? No. You can order, let's say if it's Mexican restaurant, you can order a cup of tortilla soup. All right? A cup of tortilla soup. And if you have chips and salsa, have only 2 chips with some salsa. Do not, under any circumstances, go for the queso. Okay? Because that's more fattening, you see what I mean? But yes, you can do that. You can have the little cups. Now, the last 3 weeks, I started having a cup of the tortilla soup in the evening. You know, I mean, I would just, you know, go get it. And it was fabulous. I mean, it filled me up, and then I had my drink, whatever it could be. Either my Crystal Light, my ice water, and always I put lemon in everything, or my iced tea, you know, with lemon or whatever I was going to drink, or my Diet Sierra Mist or whatever. So that is basically what I did. Now, every evening, it doesn't matter what meat you eat, don't eat a lot. Try to make everything half of what you usually do. And once you take half of that, along with this exercise program I'm going to tell you about, which is not that big a deal, but it is a big deal if you don't ever move around. That's exactly what I do. So then what I started doing is going to the grocery store and gathering up exactly what I wanted in my little sections here. Now, guess what I found? Down here in Texas, we have a place called Tom Thumb. That's a little higher specialty grocery store than some of the others. But Tom Thumb already has these already filled and done for you. That's even better. So, you know, Sharon, she walked in and said, well, I'll take one of those, one of those, one of those. And there were different ones in different sections. But it was on the same order. You either had tuna here, maybe some few water crackers. You have your little veggie here, maybe it was carrots, and then you had your little grapes here, either red or green. But some of these are already done. So if you all have Tom Thumb stores where you are, or you know, higher than the bottom type stores. When I say bottom type stores, some of them don't go to the trouble to have food like this already in containers. I mean, you'd have to do it yourself, which I have done some myself, okay? I had my secretary go. But I tell her what I want put in them, and she knows the amount. Because, see, you can't go wrong with these sections. By the time you put all this together, you've had quite a bit of food. Do you know what I'm saying? And each little section looks small. We don't need to eat like pigs. We need to cut down. It's too hot anyway to eat. Okay, a lot of food because, oh, it'll just kill you, girls, just kill you. So, during in-between times, I never snack. No, there's no snacking period at all. I just drink tons of water with lemon juice in it. Now you can flavor it. You can put some almond in it. You can put any type of, like a vanilla flavoring, you can dot in there if you're not a heavy water drinker. I like to put lemon in mine, so I drink a ton of water with lemon in it. I drink tons of iced tea with lemon, you know, with lemon slices in it. So the Crystal Light, I only like the lemonade to that part. I tried all the others and something wasn't ringing a bell with me. I didn't like it. But I do like the lemonade one, so I'll drink that sometimes. But that is what I did. Now, we got the eating down pat, right, girlfriends? We're cutting it down to 1,000 below. Okay, when I say 1,000 below, 1,000 has to be the top of the line. And anything you eat under that is perfect. If you go over 1,000 calories, you're going to have a problem with losing it fast enough. That's the problem. Okay, so then, okay, Sharon, what do you do for exercise? And everybody knows I'm not an exercise kind of guy. Well, not now. Heck, I'm too damn old. And it's running 106 degrees here in Texas. Do I have F me written across my forehead? Not getting out in the heat. Not that. But this is what I did. I said, okay, you live in a high-rise, you stupid. You got different floors. Ugh, perfect. So what I do is I walk my complete floor. Now I've got a what do you call the stepper thing? It tells you how many steps, but it also tells you how many miles. And I was walking outside, and it was half a mile, and I did that for several weeks. But then it got so hot, I said, screw that. So I started walking inside, okay? And see, I'm not one for a treadmill because that's boring. Because I went to our gym here and I went, oh, okay, well, this is nice and boring. I don't care if there's a TV in front of you or not. It's boring. So I said, you know, I'll just walk the floors. And, you know, you might see somebody. You know, you never know what you're doing. So I started walking the floors, and each floor, you know, was designated to be half a mile. I said, okay, good. Well, if I walk one floor, it's half a mile like I was walking outside. 2 floors is a mile. You know, 3 floors is another half, on and on and on. Well, I am now walking 3 miles every day. And I'm walking on the floors. And I catch the elevator, go to the next floor, walk that whole complete floor, go up to the next one, walk that, and then, you know, so on and so forth. Now, you say, okay, well, gosh, sure, and that's doable. We can do that. We could go to the mall and walk. Yes, you can. I have girlfriends that do that. If it's not real hot in your area, you can get out and walk. You can, I mean, you can go anywhere to walk. You know, around a park, around the lake, whatever floats your boat. Find a place that makes you happy and that you're going to enjoy the walk. Now, I didn't say walk with a speed or a pace. We're not here to win a damn marathon. We're here to get them big thunder thighs under control. Okay, girls? So let's have fun. And I don't walk with weights. I mean, I'm not going to go cray-cray here. But my 3 miles just consist of walking, well, at a pretty good pace now. In other words, I can walk without passing completely out, okay, or going, I mean, it doesn't bother me. So I just walk to enjoy the walk, but I've got a little pace going on. Every week I add a little bit, I go a little bit faster, let's say, to build it up. But you can do that as you build up. And see, it's not going to hurt your body. Then when I'm through walking, I'm coming home and I'm saying, okay, what's lovely to do? I either put on some music, or what I like to do is I have an Amazon Fire Stick and I have Apple and all this other crud on the TV. So the other night I got in a kick, for instance. They had some oldies movies back on, like Palm Springs Weekend. And now I'm taking you boomers way back on this, okay? I mean, Troy Donahue, all these Sandra Dee type movies. They had this particular channel. I said, oh my gosh, you can watch the oldies. So while I was watching the oldies, every 30 minutes I would pause it and I would get up and just walk through my condo just like I was making a round to my condo, and I'd take a wee-wee, and I'd just walk around for 6 minutes, and then come back and start the movie again. And I would do this all through the movie. You know, I would stop in between for 6-minute intervals, and that's what I would do if I was watching TV and they had commercials. I'd get up and I'd just walk around like I'm marching. Okay? I just march. I mean, I march in my living room, through the bedroom. I make a complete circle through the kitchen and so forth and so on. See what I'm saying? It is that easy. So then I said, okay, well, this is kind of fun. What else can I do? Do you remember when we were back in high schools? Now, we're boomers. Okay, so we're used to calisthenics, right? You know, I mean, please, the old school calisthenics that we did in gym class and PE and drill team and cheerleading and everywhere else. We always did the same calisthenics. I said, you know what? If it was good enough then and we were itsy-bitsy, teeny-weeny, why wouldn't it be good now? So I started doing the regular calisthenics like we used to do in school. And I would do that every night. Now, I just started that 2 weeks ago, adding that with my walking. Okay? And so I decided I'd add that in every night. And so I did. And I kept getting on the scale. You know, the numbers are one thing. 37 pounds, yes, in 2 months. Serious. We're falling off the pounds. But even more so, I've lost 3 dress sizes in 2 months. In 2 months. I've lost 3 friggin' dress sizes. I'm down to a 14. I said, what the heck? I said, I can't even believe this. And my daughter says, oh my God. Well, you know what it is? I think when you have been older and you're more sedentary, you're not as active maybe as you used to be. And then you start up, everything starts just falling off, falling off, falling off. Now, if I can get it to tighten up, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus, we're on a roll. But there's a but to all of this, girlfriends. Before I started this little regimen, and I had seen, you know, the ortho, and I said, now I'm going to go back and tell my primary what I'm going to do, because everybody on board with this. So I went to see him, and he's fabulous, fabulous, wonderful, wonderful, because you don't want high blood pressure, and you don't want to be a diabetic, and you don't want this, and you don't want that. I don't want any of that stuff, okay? I got things to do and next delay. So he said, now one thing I want you to understand, your face is going to fall. Huh? He said, your face is going to fall. I mean, it is going to start sagging. Oh. And I want you to know, for a minute, that almost stopped me. Well, then I excused myself and I went into the ladies' room of the primary's office. I got on the phone and I placed a call to my dermatologist. And I said, Dr. Hurley, I got a question. You know, I told the nurse, her nurse, go ask her quickly. This is an emergency. I'm in the primary's office. I'm getting ready to start this major diet. And I need to know, is my face going to fall where it's irreparable, and then I have to go to a plastic surgeon and get a facelift? And of course, Marcy Sherlane says, hang on, Sharon. Well, then Marcy came back and says, your face is going to sag a little bit. You may not need a full facelift, because she does what they call the liquid facelift with injectables that can pull it back up. If it gets too bad, obviously, then they think I'm going to need a facelift. However, she said, since I grew up with very tight skin and oily skin, that I probably wouldn't have that issue right now, and especially since I had been using Retin-A for some time, for years, and so forth and so on. So I said, okay, we're going to go for it. Even if I have to do a facelift, it's not going to be the end of the world, but I would rather not. I would rather at this time in my life, even though I am going to be 69, I know it's way over the board for a facelift, I said to myself, if I could do this, if I can just do this, then I'll contact Clarissa Patterson. And she knows all about facial exercises. Maybe I'll even get some advice from her, some help on the side. Even though, and they've got injectables, and believe me, I'd fill my face up with everything I can to avoid a facelift if I have to, because I simply don't have time to wait out the facelift, if you know what I mean. It takes a while for that to heal. You know me, I'm too hyper and too busy. So, I said, okay, well, I'm going for it anyway. Well, so far, I mean, some of it is drooping. I'm not going to tell you it's not. See? I mean, if you look good and hard, you can see. Now, I will tell you this. I have not had my Botox or my fillers for the last 6 months at all. So now I'm already due for that. Possibly if I get what I normally do, I wouldn't even see this. But we shall see. I'm getting ready to go in and have that done. But I've been testing some new skincare stuff too for my site. And I couldn't have the Botox in my face. And I couldn't have any Juvederm in there. You know, the whole story, so forth and so on. To see what kind of effect all this is going to have. So when I start to sell it to you guys, you'll know whether it's the real deal or not. Okay? So that's basically where it is. Now, one more thing I want to tell you. I had someone say, Sharon, are you using the band at all? You know, the rubber type band for exercising. And you know, I tried that a few nights too. And it didn't hurt my back. It felt great. So I'm kind of into the band as well. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. Right now, it's like I feel totally like I turned over a whole new leaf. Not only do I have more energy, and God only knows I didn't need more energy, but I've got it. And do I feel good about myself, but I like the idea of having to take all your clothes in and get them altered. 3 sizes down and pick up, you know, some extra clothing that are 3 sizes smaller. But my back does not hurt, not one bit. My back has not hurt. With all the calisthenics I've done, with bending over and doing this, bending over and doing that, my back has not bothered me. Thank you, Lord, please. The pain was so bad I was seeing, you know, 6 of everything. Now, no pain at all. None. Zippo. So, to me, that has been worth it. And am I going to stay on the regiment and keep going? Oh, sure. I mean, I just going to keep going till I don't go anymore, because now it's faster, it's easier for me to shop. I don't have to eat all this rich food and lots of salty food. I feel energized, and there's nothing to it. I didn't consult a doctor. I just went and said, I know how many calories that's going to be, and I know how that. It's not that I'm a calorie counter. I'm not. But I will say one thing. Oh, and I want to add this, too, to your dinner thing. In the evenings, you can also have a Healthy Choice steamer, which some of those are pretty good. You can have Dr. Atkins, you know, dinner, frozen dinner. You can also have any lean cuisine. Just make sure they're not the 380 calorie plus if you want the faster weight loss. Make it as low a calorie as you can. But you can even add those. You can swap in and out. So I've kind of given you a variety here of what you can do. If you have any questions at all, feel free to message me, but I know you will. But this has been great fun. I'm going to stick with the whole regiment because I can, and because it's so easy peasy. And now that I've gotten all my little exercise stuff down pat, my routine, and I stick with it to the T. And everybody says, well, how do you manage to do that and date? Well, it's easy. It's so easy. Because I tell them, you know, if we go, this is what I have to eat, this is what I'm going to eat, this is how much, you know, just like this. And I explain it all to him. I explain, you know, that I exercise. He can either do it with me, sit and watch, or stay home, which would even be better for me. I mean, not that, you know, I just don't like somebody under me all the time. You know what I mean? Sounds awful, doesn't it? But I mean, we see each other on the weekends. That should be good enough right now. So, you know, I can just do my thing and do my routine, and I still do it on the weekends, too. This is 7 days a week for me, not just 5 days. So, I hope that helped, ladies. Everybody's asked me so much about it, and I was so excited to share this with you. I really think I caught on to something. Oh, one question you all also asked is, can you have smoothies for breakfast? Yes, but watch the calories. I don't know whether you guys know it or not, but a lot of those smoothies are like almost a whole day of calories that, you know, that you take down. Try to cut it down to, let's talk about 250 calorie meals. That's what I try to work on, not much more than that. 300 calorie maybe plus per meal. But I try to stick with 250 calories per meal. And you can do it if you're smart, the way I teach it. Okay? Alright, girlfriends. And try it and see how you love it. It's not difficult. It is so easy. I can tell you it's easy because I'm doing it. I'm not going to do anything that's too dadgum hard. But I will say this. Next week I have this huge speaking engagement. And I always have this particular one every year. And it's for, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of females. So, and I am the guest speaker. So, I'll be 3 sizes smaller than I was last year, girl. So, boy, I'll have more energy to boot. So, I love all of you. Thank you so much for asking about my regime. And thank you for the compliments. Y'all are good for my ego. I appreciate that. It makes no lady just feel like a star. But I want all of you to try it, see how you love it. If you have any questions, like I said, contact me. I want to thank all of my new subbies that have jumped on board lately. I've noticed some new ones. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying my channel. We aim to please here, ladies. All right. And for all of you, I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And I want you to stay sassy and classy and confident. And give me a big thumbs up if you like this video.